Welcome back to our latest segment we're bringing to you from the Sports Beat podcast called Standouts and Fizzouts. Yes, it's after now. First of all, Coke is not an official sponsor of this video yet, but we love pop so much. I absolutely love pop so much, whether it's Coke, Pepsi, Mountain Dew, doesn't matter. I feel like even if they're not going to sponsor us, we will give them free advertising because that's how good pop is. That's how good pop is. And again, my wife would probably kill me if she knew that this was something I really wanted to stress because of how much pop I actually do drink. That's probably why I have so much energy. But today, we're talking about standouts, standout players and fizzouts, guys that fizzle did not play very well in the preseason matchup for the Miami Dolphins versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Once again, welcome to our new segment. Hope you guys like it. Let us know what your favorite kind of pop is, by the way, because again, we think it should replace water. That's how good we think pop is. So today, we're talking about the Bucs and the Miami Dolphins, who took away a 26-24 win over the Buccaneers in preseason week 1. A lot of things I took away from this game. There was a lot of standouts and definitely some fizzouts today as we talk about how things went. So first off, I want to talk about Skylar Thompson. This man, I think, should be on a lot of NFL teams' radars. I don't care what anybody says. Obviously he was a good player out at Kansas, but I got to be honest with you. 20 of 28, 218 yards and a touchdown. Now, did he get sacked a couple times? Were some of those his fault? Yes, probably. But also, Larnell Coleman got completely bench pressed for that first rep by, who was it from the Buccaneers? I believe, if I remember correctly off the top of my head, it wasn't Pat O'Connor. It was wasn't Anthony Nelson. He had a great game though. Anthony Nelson. I think it was Cam Gill. Yeah, I think it was Cam Gill. But overall, I got to be honest with you, it is rough. It is rough seeing your starting, or not starting, but your backup guy that you were expecting big things out of get bench pressed. And then it was a great bull rush by Gill. It really was. But at the same time, you were hoping Coleman was going to stand up a little bit better. But anyway, he wasn't the only one. Coleman was not the only fizz out in this game. I felt like, Skylar Thompson, and we'll get into more fizzouts in just a second, but Skylar Thompson was definitely a standout. Every NFL team should be looking at this guy. Every single one. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody needs a good backup quarterback, and he was more than a backup in that game. Like the way he was able to deliver throws, the way he was able to escape pressure when he had to. Yes, he was fantastic. Myles Gaskin also had that really nice carry after what was it? I want to say it was Eichenberg and all those guys. Jackson went out. All those guys. Yeah, it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough for the running backs trying to run the football. Skylar Thompson had that big carry, but other than that, things were pretty shut down. Zaquandre Wright, a little bit of a fizz out. Maybe he only had one carry, so it's really not his fault there. But at the end of the day, I do think he cut it back. He should have just taken the loss for what he had, rather than losing a couple more on that one. So it was tough for Zaquandre White, excuse me, the former South Carolina Gamecock. You gotta love him. But I do think that was, his one play in a crowded running back room that was pretty tough on him. So I think he'll learn from him, though, and I think he'll continue to impress as we move forward here. So as far as, definitely a standout, Lynn Bowden Jr., I mean, man, oh man, that was a great throw by Skylar Thompson, great touchdown catch by Lynn Bowden Jr. I think he could be definitely easily making a case for that number 3 wide receiver spot. You also got Mohamed Sanu, who made that nice catch. Trent Sherfield, really only that long bomb, that strike he got from Skylar Thompson earlier in the game, but I really like that. I felt like he really showed out. Cedric Wilson, also a guy probably vying for that number 3 wide receiver spot, so I'm excited for it as well as we head out here. So then defensively for the Dolphins, D'Angelo Ross was just everywhere. He had 8 tackles. Also, Verone McKinley III also added 6 tackles as well. By the way, that pick by Elijah Campbell, I think it was, what running back was that on? I can't remember off the top of my head for the Bucs, but that was a heck of a play. I want to say it was it White? I don't remember. But overall, what a fantastic grab. I think it was White. But that's the plays you kind of need to make if you're going to come out and play well. So I know Trill Williams did go out with an injury. Hopefully everything's okay for him. Darius Hodge had a nice sack. I think he was the one that got that that strip sack, and then there was that return for the touchdown as well. So because I'm not even going to try to say his name. We know it. It's bad. But anyway, overall, this defense actually did show up on a lot of different ways. DeAndre Johnson added half a sack, as well as Owen Carney Jr. Jr. as well. So I really liked what I saw from the Dolphins defensive front. It really looked like it did provide a lot of problems for the Buccaneers. Now, were they able to run the ball at times? Yes, but I felt like overall they did a very good job in the run game and the pass game. They got after the passer, did everything you wanted them to do. Then also, punt returns, Lindbaum Jr., I mean, just, adding a lot more to there. And then Jason Sanders, man, 404 hitting a 53-yarder. You love to see it. Doing a great job there. The kicking game I don't think is going to be a problem for the Miami Dolphins. And then we head over to the Buccaneers here. Kyle Trask, I was a little worried. I'm not going to lie. Like, Kyle Trask, he did throw that pick. Wasn't really his fault. It was it was just honestly a great play, at the end of the day. There's really not a lot you can do in that situation when Elijah Campbell just decides he's going to take the ball away from the running back. So it is what it is at that point. So it was either Vaughn or White. I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, great play overall. But Kyle Trask was 25 of 33 for 250 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Blaine Gabbert also went 5 for 5, 56 yards and a touchdown. Like, where was this? I think, did he hit Jareth Stearns? I think he hit Jareth Stearns, who everybody was just gawking over because he had like 150 catches in college that one year, which was amazing. Like, he's a stud. He really is a stud. I think he's vying for that number 3 wide receiver spot. But definitely another standout for me, Tyler Johnson. 6 catches, 73 yards. It really was the run after the catch for me. I think he is going to make a case like every NFL team. Like, I can't believe he fell to the 5th round, was a standout at Minnesota. We're going to be making a video about him a little bit later. But overall, I would like to see a little bit more from Keyshawn Vaughn, who had 10 carries, 19 yards, and a touchdown. I'm not going to put him as a fizz out. I would put that more towards the second and third team offensive lines for the Bucs. It was rough. It was rough running the football. And Kyle Trask, if you watch both offensive lines, teams were able to get pressure. Both the Bucs and the Dolphins were able to get interior and exterior pressure on quarterbacks, and it was hard to run the football. So the offensive line depth for both teams to me was a little bit questionable. But I mean, it's the first preseason game. A lot of these guys, it's going to be interesting to see how they definitely all come back. So yeah, Cameo had that sack early on on Larnell Coleman. That was honestly great bull rush. Made a great play, came back with a great counter, and then Skylar Thompson stepped up in the pocket and it was over. Anthony Nelson also had himself a day, definitely a standout. That tackle for loss in the run game, great play. Then also had that he swiped the hands away, dipped that shoulder, and he was around the corner before you could say pass the piece. Absolutely loved it. So made a great play there. Anthony Thompson, a guy that's continually gotten better. Started out with like 8 tackles his first year, had a sack in his second year, then he had like 5 sacks for the Bucs last year. So I think he's going to be a guy that does come out and do a lot of good things for him next year. Pat O'Connor also added a sack. Again, I do feel like there were secondary things that I would have liked to see players play a little bit better, but it is what it is at this point. I do think that it is just one of those things where it's those guys like Zion McCollum who did get burned, and it is just kind of, I think, what was it that was it the I'm trying to remember. I think it was the. Come here. Yeah, was it the Lynn Jr.? Maybe it was. I don't remember. But, McCollum got burned. I would have liked to see some of the defensive secondaries for both teams step up. Those guys were definitely fizz-outs. Both teams were able to throw strikes down the middle. Both teams were able to throw up lobs. It was a rough day for some of the cornerback groups. It really was for the secondary. So, but overall, I felt like this was honestly a very exciting game for both teams. You saw both teams step up. Both teams have players that continue to solidify their case, and hopefully be big part of each franchise moving forward. So like I said, I will say it again. Everybody needs to take a serious look at Skylar Thompson. Like, seriously, this guy is a baller. He really stepped up and did a lot of great things for the Dolphins. Yes, I know they got Teddy Bridgewater. I know they got Tua Tagovailoa. I understand all that, but Skylar Thompson needs to be on every NFL team's radar moving forward. So, like I said, but that's it. Those are our standouts and fizz-outs from the Miami Dolphins versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers preseason game. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. Greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms, so give us a like and a follow there. Also, yes, drink pop. Let us know which pop is your favorite. Coke, Pepsi, doesn't matter for us. Thanks again for joining us for another edition of Standouts and Fizzouts. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put it in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about Standouts and Fizzouts for the Miami Dolphins versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.